Welcome to Midnight Dark. I'm your host, Khalid. Tonight, we enter a world where love is deadly and desire is a trap. This is a story that will make your heart race, your hands sweat, and your sleep vanish. A beautiful woman leans close to a man, her lips just inches away, yet her eyes are black as tar. A locked door breathes, as if something behind it is alive. A hand slides into another's, and instantly turns to bone. The sound of soft laughter in the dark. And then, a scream. In the lonely town of Blackhaven, the locals spoke of her in hushed whispers. Seraphina. The name alone was enough to make men lean in, curious, and women turn away, afraid. They said she was beauty incarnate, a woman whose very presence felt like a warm embrace on a freezing night. But they also said that once she touched you, you would never be the same. It was raining when Adrian arrived. The road into Blackhaven was deserted, the inn's windows glowing dimly through the downpour. He was tired, cold, and hungry, his clothes clinging to his skin. When he stepped inside, he saw her. Seraphina sat by the fireplace, a deep red dress hugging her form, dark hair cascading over one shoulder. Her eyes met his, and Adrian felt as if he had been pulled into some invisible current. "Welcome, traveler," she said, her voice soft, almost like a lullaby. "You look lost." Her smile was warm, but there was a strange stillness about her, as if the room froze the moment she spoke. Adrian found himself drawn to her table. They talked. Her laughter was light and musical, her gaze never leaving his. Every time her hand brushed his, he felt a strange mix of heat and cold, like standing too close to a fire in winter. The rain outside hammered against the windows, but he hardly noticed. By the time the innkeeper announced that the rooms were ready, Seraphina had already invited him to share a glass of wine in her chamber. Adrian hesitated, but one look into her eyes and his resolve crumbled. Her room was lit by a single candle. The flame danced, casting shadows that moved like living things. The scent of roses filled the air, sweet, intoxicating, almost too strong. She closed the door, and the sound of the rain vanished completely. They sat close. Her voice was a whisper now, telling him she had been waiting for someone like him. She traced her fingers over his hand, slowly, as if memorizing it. He felt a rush of warmth through his body, a pull he couldn't fight. But then, for just a second, he saw her face change. Her skin turned ashen, her eyes sunken, her lips pale and bloodless. A corpse. He blinked. She was beautiful again, smiling gently, as if nothing had happened. The room grew warmer. The candlelight flickered. Adrian's heart thundered, his breath shortening. She moved closer, their faces inches apart. Her eyes locked on his, and he felt himself falling into them, not metaphorically, but literally, as if his soul was being pulled inside. Then, a sound. A slow, steady heartbeat. Not his. Not hers. It was coming from the walls. His gaze slipped to the mirror behind her. The reflection showed something impossible. Her arms were no longer human, but long, shadowy tendrils, wrapping around his body, sinking into his chest. His body went cold. She leaned in, her lips brushing his ear. "I told you. I've been waiting for someone like you." The room darkened, the candlelight snapping out. The scent of roses was gone, replaced by the stench of damp earth and decay. He tried to move, but his limbs were heavy, as if something was holding him in place. And then, he realized, he wasn't sitting anymore. He was lying down. On the bed. Her face was above his, smiling that same beautiful smile, but her eyes were empty holes. Her hair spilled over him like a living thing, wrapping around his neck, his arms, his legs. His vision began to blur. He could hear his own heartbeat slowing. "It's all right," she whispered. "When it's over, you'll belong to me forever." Something cold pressed against his chest and sank inside. He gasped, trying to scream, but her hand was on his mouth now. The last thing he saw was her face, half beautiful, half rotten, before everything went black. The next morning, the innkeeper saw Seraphina sitting by the fireplace again. Beside her was a new man, smiling, his eyes locked on hers the same way Adrian's had been. Question for you, viewers: if you met someone who made you feel alive like never before, but you knew they could take your soul, would you stay or walk away? If this story sent shivers down your spine, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because next time, the romance may be waiting at your door.